Welcome to the channel, or welcome back to the channel, whichever it may be for you. We're here with Coach Mike. He's back, and all these sewage problems have been remedied by Coach Mike himself. So today we're going to talk about, it's not really, it's kind of a universal competition concept, and Mike inspired me last week. We were in the weight room, and we were talking about the role we had, and he was like, "You got me with a good submission. I'm gonna fuck you up next time," and he did. To be fair, but it made me think firstly, why do we talk shit, right? Like shit talking. It's because it wasn't in mean spirits. It was just like a function of like the competitive aspect of what we do.
Yeah.
And so I was thinking about how high-level athletes oftentimes, when they talk about each other, they say that people just talk a lot of shit. And I got several thoughts. Anything come to mind for you? Any thoughts at all?
Well, you run it first because you're going to trigger.
Yeah, okay, yeah, fair enough. So, like say for example, Michael Jordan and Larry Bird are always told to be legendary shit talkers, and it made me think, like, what's the psychology behind doing that? Because there's an element, especially when you do it in front of other people, right? So it's one thing if I talk direct shit just to Mike, and it's just the two of us. Like no one else heard that. Mike did, but and he can hold me accountable, but nobody else can. But if we do it in front of other people, then I've kind of stated like an intention, right? Like then if I don't hold myself accountable, then I feel bad because I said something and I wasn't able to follow through. So I think maybe it's for really competitive people, successful especially people, it might be an aspect of getting kind of mentally ready to do the job.
I would say that that's something I thought of like in my fight career. Generally, I'm not a mean-spirited person. Like I don't like to be mean to people. Just it doesn't make me feel good to be mean. But to sell some tickets, pay-per-views, things of that nature, they do like you to talk some shit. And one of the things that always kind of kept me from going overboard with it, Conor McGregor or Sh1t and some of those, is the fact that I'm gonna have to pay for this. You know what I mean? If I'm talking some shit to you and then you knock me out, for sure you're clowning my unconscious body, right?
Absolutely.
And then all my family and friends are seeing that and stuff like that. So there was a little bit of a fear of the shoe being on the other foot, or someone getting their paybacks in a sense, that kind of kept me from pushing it a little a little further. But at the same time, maybe that also is something that held me back. Maybe having that little extra, maybe that could have made some differences in certain places, right? That just little bit of extra risk, skin in the game.
Sure. Shout out to Sensei Zach for helping us get this video done. Mike and I have a particular perspective on this because our high school was famous for our football team, and we had very diverse pool of students to draw from, and so I think the combined competitive aspects of the game of football as a way of expressing kind of teenage energy, and it helps the shit talking helps to drive the machine of getting through all those practices and all that kind of stuff.
Absolutely.
So it's like a chicken and the egg situation, right? Which comes first? Is it the shit talking that makes people want to get in the game and play, or is it because you become better at the game, then you become competitive and you want to talk shit? Which is the
I don't know. I think it's just a vicious cycle for good though. Yeah. Because everybody whether you want to ride on your high horse and be noble or whatever, everybody loves some good shit talk, right? You love to at least witness it, hear it, and stuff like that. And a lot of it makes everything a lot more fun.
Yeah, and additionally, I think another way of looking at it is it's a sign of respect as well.
Oh, big time. That's definitely a good thing to hit on. Well, okay, so where I'm thinking about this is so I'm not the world's biggest shit talker, but for our pool, the pool that we're in, I talk a good amount of shit, right? I would never talk shit to somebody who wasn't worthy of being shit talked to, right? If someone was just clearly not on my level or whatever, I would find it mean to talk shit to them, right? I only talk shit to people who have a shot. Right? If you have no shot at beating me, I'm not going to talk shit to you. That goes from being part of it takes away from it wouldn't even be fun for me.
Right.
Like it takes away the joy from it from me. It's also just turns it from being like maybe a motivational or part of making it more fun to making it like kind of seem more like you're a dick,
right?
You know, and stuff like that. So like if I'm talking shit to you, it's because you're worthy of being talked shit to.
Exactly, yeah. And so that's what I was going to say. Was when we were in the locker room, like Mike said, like I'm gonna beat your ass in front of like some people, and I was like, oh, that was really nice of him to say.
Yeah.
You know, I really appreciate that because if he didn't, if there weren't, and that led me to one of the other reasons why we probably talk shit is like you said, it's like if the other person doesn't have a shot, it's not fun to talk shit.
It's not.
Yeah, because like then like if it's like if you had the invincibility code in a game, right?
Yeah.
You play through once, like, oh, that's fun. I just killed everybody really hard.
Yeah.
But then like how many times can you do that?
Right.
It's
Yeah.
not fun.
Yeah. It won't be fun at all.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. It's only fun if you are not sure you're gonna win.
Yeah. Exactly.
You know? Yeah.
That's
So-
it. You need that part of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it just gets a lot of fun, and then like you get like the different styles of shit talk and stuff. And then occasionally you'll hear like someone say some like really great stuff, and you're like, all right, I'm gonna let it go for like a year or so, and then I'm gonna steal it.
I love the really subtle ones too, where like especially whenever someone starts talking shit and you're not sure that they started talking shit, and they said some shit and they walk away, you're like, did they just stop showing you?
Dude, those are one of my favorite ones to hit, where you hit like a little sly passive aggressive one and leave. You just like, yeah, because then it could be your imagination. You're like, oh, how are they going to take it? And you can like write your own book about what happened in those moments after you left.
Yep.
And it can bring you a lot of joy.
Yeah. And sometimes you forget that you did that, and then they didn't forget. And then,
Yeah.
and then you hear about it later.
Yeah. And you're like, oh shit, that did happen.
I did say that.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, hopefully that gives you some insight on maybe you should start talking a little bit of shit to your friends and to your opponents. You know, it's like it's as long as you're not being mean about it. You know, you're not talking about punching down if it were or whatever.
Yeah.
Get out there, talk some shit, and
Come down and train.
oh man, have you been seeing the Den Thing Man capsule videos?
Yes.
That's a pretty good race.
Yes.
Well, that's actually happening right now, I guess. So
Yeah.
we're like, yeah.
That's why I'm prepared.
Yeah.
For it. Like I'm like casual, but I'm on like.
No one wants to look like an asshole at the end of the video.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.